Whoa, I got into Destiny the game, not Destiny the other, the other one. Okay. I was like, what the hell? Why are people talking about fusion functions? What's going on? Like, what conversation happened? Yeah, I'm triggered. I'm scared. I'm a baby. I'm still a child. No, I'm not. But I sometimes feel like I am. I have so much to learn about the world. I just like having multi-payer systems where everyone is entitled to free state healthcare, but more wealthy individuals have the option for private healthcare. This can free up public hospitals as well. Yeah, no, I thought about that for a while, but a really good counter argument I heard against it, which I really can't like argue, is that you're basically making like fast lanes for healthcare now, right? And then if you have hospitals that are still considered private, then they might just treat like their public option people like super shitty and just terrible, up to the point that it's going to pressure more people to get private healthcare. So until that problem can be solved, I don't know how I feel about a multi-payer system. But if you have a good argument against one of the argument I just gave you, I'd be totally open to learning more about it. Anyone who doesn't vote for Bernie is basically a Nazi. I don't know if I'd go Nazi far. I would go very short-sighted, though. Extremely short-sighted. This is why when one side is worse than the other and they claim they won the war and can make the law, that they forfeit their international human rights. Fuck you, Fatso. You are my night. I'm gonna leave this fucked vibes chat. Okay, Adam Bump 420. I'm sorry I ruined your night. Whatever will should you do? Do you listen to Death Grips? What's Death Grips? It sounds like an Icelandic like metal band. What is Death Grips? Better people get better service. Yeah, basically like if you're rich, then you're getting better treatment. The rich will always have the option to pay for their own healthcare. I mean, I'm sure they'll eventually find a way to pay for their own healthcare, or just go to another country that might have privatized healthcare. Can you please respond to my donation? I said thank you. Did you write a thing? I said thank you, Hot Swap. Oh. Do you have a personal vision that you hope the United States will be / look like in the future? In the future, I hope that there is a shit ton of public transportation. I dream of public transportation. I love public transportation. I wish it was a bigger thing. Universal health care, free public higher education that is not funded by property taxes around your area. That's pretty fucked. And lower education that is not standardized test focused, standardized test based, right? Let's see what else. Perhaps as automation gains more and more traction, having a UBI to compensate for the loss of jobs in that sector. And yeah, right now that's my general future America that I would wish for. Lol. Okay, new topic is Trump a racist? I already told you too much, Skills, about how that question is very, I guess, like, misleading or, like, one-sided. Or basically provide evidence, please, I want to see this. What would you consider evidence of racism there? Let's start there. Because as what I told you before, if your policies are unfairly discriminating against a certain race, are causing immense amounts of harm and suffering towards a certain race unjustly, and you know those policies are doing that and you're informed of that, yet you continue to do so, then I would say that's a racist action. I think right now what's happening at the border is disgusting and ridiculous. We pay around $712 per inmate per day. Yet you had a Trump admin argue that things like soap and shampoo aren't necessities for people, right? If these conditions are that freaking bad and you're still having them in place and you're not trying to change that, then yes, I think you're actively like discriminating against like Mexicans. That's disgusting. what are they going to come up with to try and impeach Trump this week? It's kind of amusing the first 5 issues they fabricated. I mean, I wouldn't say they're fabricated. There's literally a transcript about it. Hi, Pichu. How you doing? So, personally, I am not Bernie or bust. I think it's very short-sighted and reckless. I think that I honestly feel like Trump is leading us down a path of fascism, not exaggerating. And I think thinking, we're not going to, like, participate in this election because Bernie isn't the Democratic nominee is basically playing with fire when it comes to a potential fascist candidate. I mean, he's already freaking joking about having a third term potentially. I think that's crazy. I saw Destiny get triggered by you yesterday. That was pretty entertaining. Yeah, I love triggering people. It's just so much fun. Yeah, no, I'm still stressed about the tweet I misinterpreted. It's really stressing me out. And then I sent another follow-up tweet being like, I misunderstood this. Please don't kill me. But yeah, still get stressed out about it. Where was I? Fuck! No, now I know why my keyboard suddenly goes all the way up. Public transportation in Puerto Rico is horrible. El tren urbano no es suficiente. Yeah, our local government's fucking terrible. We have, like, the worst local government possible. We don't put funds where they should be, basically. And there's a lot of corruption and a lot of stealing. Wow, you're a real Bernie supporter. I really am. Automation will end puny humanity. I think it'll advance a lot of humanity. It sounds beautiful. What are they going to come up with to try to... Oh, I already read that. Hi, Queen. Oh, you're so sweet. Where am I? Oh, I should update the emotes here now that it's February. Yes, please. Automation advancement will be the greatest thing to ever happen for the leftist movement, TBH, and I mean the real ones, not the protectionist neo-Luddites who want to protect jobs. Fuck those jobs. I don't know. What do you mean by can you expand on that sentiment, please? By neo-Luddites who want to protect jobs. Can you go further about that? What about discrimination when security causes itself problems because they don't want those who discriminate against us being fairly treated and not have their rights kept unequal? I have no idea what that sentence just meant. I am so sorry. May you please rephrase it? Trump is probably going to win the DNC, screws over Bernie again, which they will. I honestly think that's what's going to happen. I think that if Bernie doesn't get the nomination, I think Trump will win. And I understand the frustration with people who are Bernie and bust. But they're not Democrats, and I think that's I try to think about what would be the best way to convince Bernie or busters to stop being Bernie or busters. Because if you're a Democrat, then it's obvious, or I guess there's an easier path to do it, right? But if you're, I guess, unaffiliated, and you just, latched onto Bernie because you like this candidate, then how the fuck are you going to convince otherwise? And it's just, I don't know how to do that, and I would love it if somebody can help me with that. Because as things are going right now, if Bernie isn't the candidate, we're fucked. Democrats don't care if I vote Trump. That's why they support people who aren't Bernie. Well, yeah, that's another thing that I'm thinking about. I'm also thinking, I honestly feel like establishment Democrats, I feel like people who have a shit ton of money would prefer a Trump over Bernie any fucking day. Period. Absolutely. I think if you're a fucking rich Democrat, extremely multimillionaire, then yeah, you'd rather have somebody who's going to give you a tax break than somebody who's fucking threatening to change the whole system. Trump is probably gonna win the DNC. Oh, I already read that. I mean the war starts due to abuse. I don't mean when the country is justified to be at war due to attacks. I mean when the war starts due to abuse. I'm still confused. Democrats don't care if I already read that. from disrespect. Isn't Bernie quite protectionist? He is quite protectionist. He has protectionist policies. I'm from Canada, so I can't do much, but I think the Bernie or bus position is a pretty position point of view. Sorry, mobile, my fingers are thumpy. That's okay. No worries about it. Yeah, no, I agree. I think that this guy literally, if he has a chance, if he has 4 more years of office, he's going to have a shit ton of more judges who are going to, who are going to be, like, more in favor of the types of policies he's tried to pass in the past already. I think it's literally a threat to a shit ton of minorities. It's scary. It's a scary future. Let's go down more. Okay, I think you're just gonna have to rephrase everything. Blasphemy. I know what discrimination is. Duh. Pixie has been recently accused of being Bernie or bust. She says she isn't, but we're waiting on more data to be sure. Fuck you! Discrimination is illegal. Yeah, that's true. And they'll blame Bernie again. Oh well. I will stop being Bernie or bust when Bernie wins. Any of them will beat Trump. It's against human rights, and it is not only inciting war, but is a form of attack. Because we're not willing to settle.